Do you have any updates about the eye of Tom Aspinall? And is there a rematch in the works?
Oh, Jesus. Don't let me talk about Tom Aspinall's eye. Apparently he's going in for a second surgery or just had it, and by surgery, I mean injections. I have no idea. Get a quote from him. God fucking forbid I say something about it. Go ahead.
It's about the eye of Tom Aspinall. And is there a rematch in the works?
Oh, Jesus. Don't let me talk about Tom Aspinall's eye. Apparently he's going in for a second surgery or just had it, and by surgery, I mean injections. I have no idea. Get a quote from him. God forbid I say something about it. Go ahead.
For Dana.
Jeez.
How close did you think you were to fit?
Here's your quote. Catching strays, aren't I? Catching strays in my own living room on a Sunday morning.
He got fingered. 2 in the eyes. One of his fingers even went in his mouth. It was deep. Ciryl Gane was looking so good in that first round. Tom Aspinall's nose was bleeding. Ciryl was landing with that jab. I got a heavyweight. You go in there, and a lot of the times a heavyweight, you see guys not really engage too much because it takes one punch, especially from 2 big punches like that. And Tom was kind of pushed, like coming forward. Ciryl was landing beautiful jabs, circling around. He won that round. Both those guys, for being heavyweight, can move so well on their feet. God, that was going to be such a...
Dana White has just reignited the growing tension with Tom Aspinall, and this time the MMA world is refusing to ignore it. When asked for an update on Aspinall's eye injury, Dana brushed it off in a way that immediately rubbed fans the wrong way, downplaying the situation, joking about injections, and refusing to acknowledge the seriousness of what Tom is actually facing. And whether it was intentional or not, the message landed loud and clear. Dana didn't sound impressed, concerned, or sympathetic. And that's exactly where the backlash began. Because Tom Aspinall didn't pull out of a fight lightly. He didn't fake anything. He didn't dodge anyone. He suffered a legitimate eye injury that required medical intervention, specialist evaluations, and real discussions about surgery. The kind of injury that, if mishandled, can end a fighter's career entirely.
Tom took that stance, which he's not going to do, I'm saying, but for fun.
Yeah.
I think he'd have a lot of people that supported him. For some reason, Ciryl has come out of this thing with his hands clean. He's the one that did the poking.
They've got to do something about these eye pokes. The rule is you got to have your hands like this, but you can still have your fingers out straight. You can't do that. You can do that. That's the stupidest rule I've ever seen in my life. Make a fist. Simple as that. You're throwing punches and yeah, you got to parry shots, but you just got to unbend your fingers. It's really not that hard. This is a stupid rule.
Only Tom knows what happened. Could he see? Couldn't he see? Could he continue? I can't make people fight if they feel they've been injured. After the Jones fight, a lot of people wrote Ciryl Gane off. He looked damn good tonight. I mean, he had Tom bloodied up and Tom didn't want to continue in the fight. The rematch is very interesting.
Think about Dana White saying Tom didn't continue.
Tom didn't want to continue in the fight, so.
And then also, who gives it to eye pokes?
Who gives it?
Well, listen, I didn't continue. I'll tell you why I didn't continue. Because I'm not a dummy. Like, I'm not going to go out there and fight one of the best strikers in the world if I can't see. I know, as an MMA fighter, look, things are going to happen in the fight that compromise you. Go back and watch my fight with Arlovsky. The end of the first round, he punched me right in the eyeball.
Final 20 seconds of the first round. Oh, big right from Arlovsky.
For the rest of that fight, I couldn't see him out that eye. That's fine. If you get punched or kicked in the eye, that's fine. If you get double eye poked in both eyes and you've got no vision because of a foul, why should I carry on so some dummy can look and say, oh yeah, Tom just got knocked out?
Yet the UFC president's response came off cold, dismissive, and to many fans, outright disrespectful. What makes it sting even more is the history behind it. Tom Aspinall has been one of the most reliable heavyweights the UFC has had in years. He stepped in on short notice, served as a backup for title fights, waited patiently through the John Jones saga, and never once complained publicly. He did everything the UFC asked of him. And now, when he finally gets injured, this is how he's talked about. That's why fans are saying this isn't just about an injury anymore. It feels like something deeper, a real rift that's starting to show.
Fighters in the world. And the reaction is, geez, don't let me say anything about him. Last I heard, he had a couple surgeries, well, injections. Like the whole thing felt dismissive. The whole thing felt like he doesn't really believe it. If I'm being 100%, if I am to read his body language, and he will 1,000% say, that felt very dismissive. That felt like someone who didn't believe that his heavyweight champion was actually going through something. Anyone feel otherwise?
No, it was exactly that.
And
by surgeries, I mean injections. That's like a direct shot at him.
Yes.
Oh, God forbid I say something. Yeah, no, that's
like flip it. It was just, if I'm Tom Aspinall sitting there, I'm like, man, what did I do to this guy? All I've done is stepped up to the plate and I got poked in the freaking eye. And you think I want to get injections for fun? Do you think Tom Aspinall is injections or not, surgery or not? Do you think he's doing this for fun? And the world has no idea how much his life has changed as a result of all of this. Do you think he is doing this for fun? Do you think he's doing this to prove a point to all of you who thought he was faking? It's absurd to me. He could have easily answered that question like, to be honest, he's just working through things. Hopeful he'll be back. Wishing him the best. We'll be here when he's ready to come back. Like what? Why did it have to be that?
The guy that's currently ranked number 10 is his friend, Anthony Elijah, and he would vacate the title if Elijah got to a point where he was going to fight for the title.
I hate that, Tom saying I'd vacate if he fought. It's even silly to talk about that when a guy's ranked.
And Dana White has already been under heavy criticism for the way the heavyweight division has been handled. John Jones pulling out of fights, super fights falling apart, interim titles being stalled, and now with Tom Aspinall injured, the frustration feels even louder. Instead of protecting one of his most valuable heavyweights, Dana comes across as irritated, almost as if Tom's injury is an inconvenience rather than a serious medical issue that deserves care and patience.
Scripts podcast.
No Script, you big fan?
Huge.
The No Scripts podcast. John Jones was on this podcast. I guess it was over the last couple of weeks. It was clearly around the time that he was in Nashville for the Dirty Boxing event because he's wearing similar clothing. He talked about a few things, and I did want to shine a light on these things. First, let's play him talking about the Dana White situation and how it was all handled, the offer from Tom and his desire to make amends. Here it is. Take a listen, and then we'll react.
I think my most immediate goal is to try to be on the White House card.
Okay.
And
you talking to Dana? How is he feeling?
I'm giving Dana his space. Dana has changed my life.
Yes, he
has changed my life. He's changed my children's lives.
Yeah.
And I'm forever grateful to him. And we had a verbal agreement that didn't go over well.
Can we pause right there? Pause right there. A verbal agreement. Remember, there was some reporting by a handsome fellow, I forget his name escapes me, who said on multiple occasions that John Jones gave his word to the UFC when they got him the $30 million that he was asking for, and then a couple of days later he reneged. Actually, Chael's version of the story is actually quite accurate. He was feeling himself at the time. He was getting some nice little reality show offers, and he's like, you know what? I don't need this money. I'm getting, a pretty penny to do this stuff. So here he is. Dana confirmed it, if you recall, back in June when they officially moved on. And now here's John confirming it. And as I've said multiple times, never came out and refuted it, regardless of what his fans or people may say about me being a quote-unquote John Jones hater, which is not the truth. I'm just telling you exactly what happened. He never refuted it. Now here he is confirming it. So I appreciate that. Please continue.
Nothing was finalized, but I do admit guilt, not guilt, but I was wrong.
You'll make it right at the White House.
The way things went down, I was wrong, and I wish that I could see him face to face and just apologize to him, and so that we can let bygones be bygones and get back to making some major money for the sport and really entertaining these fans.
He's a businessman, and there's no doubt that you are his favorite fighter of all time. There's the memes of it. He loves you. It's a matter of time.
When he's feeling me, I think I'm one of his favorite fighters. Yeah. When he's not feeling me, I'm probably the reason why he has a bald head.
I think that host was feeling John Jones there. I mean, golly, the glaze.
What gave you that impression?
Oh, wait till you see the other clips. Forget this one.
I mean, D1 glazing.
Wait, the Aspinall
just a matter of time.
The
Aspinall clip made me blood red mad. So
okay, well, just on this one, I mean, John is fully, other than saying, the amount, saying it's on me, it's my bad. A little surprising. It's what, 5 months later, and they haven't met. They haven't talked. Like you would think, hey, can we meet? I'll fly to Vegas. Let's go out. I'll meet you in your office anytime you're ready. I'll fly to any event, whatever. Would suggest, I don't know if you guys feel otherwise, would suggest Dana was pretty pissed.
So they've announced this White House,
UFC fight? Can we expect to see you on the card?
I can't promise anyone anything, but I have very strong feeling that I'll be on that card. It's going to be historic.
But who would you take on? Who would be your dream opponent?
I would want to take on whoever's holding the belt at the end of the year.
Any possible names you think?
Well, I mean, as of right now, the champion is Tom Aspinall, but we'll see who's the champion at the end of the year. Be only fitting to have an American guy fight for the championship that night. I'd be willing to put it all on the line.
Nice.
I'd be interested to see if he wins his next fight. Because
what's the rumor? Cyril Gane?
Cyril Gane, supposedly. There's a video that hasn't gone viral, but one of his losses, he was very much an adult. I believe already a black belt, and he was taken down, and the guy twisted his ankle. He had no defense. He tapped so quickly. I had a fight where I got arm barred, and I was literally willing to let somebody break my arm before giving up.
This is Vitor Belfort.
Vitor Belfort. With Tom, the moment he felt any pressure on his ankle, he tapped immediately, which lets me know a lot about him.
I guess the clarifying question then is, if Dana and Hunter do come to you after this fight, the figures make sense to you, would you then be open to fighting Tom Aspinall, or are you categorically thinking, he does nothing for me, I will not fight that guy?
He does nothing for me. He does nothing for me. If you're a person that wants to see me really challenged, then I get it. 7 years younger, like 35 pounds bigger than me, right? I get it. It's like, wow, this John's so good. We finally found someone way younger and way bigger than him. Let's see how he does against that. I get that narrative. But for me, if you were my manager, if you were on my team, why not fight against Pereira, a guy who's the same age as you, and we walk around the same exact size? Business-wise, it makes more sense. I'm going to call him this, fight the nobody that may be more dangerous.
Fans noticed Tom Aspinall's reaction as well. He didn't go on a rant. He didn't fire back publicly. But when clips surfaced of him responding to Dana White's comments, his expression told the whole story. Calm, controlled, but clearly annoyed. The kind of look that suggests he's taking notes and keeping receipts. And now the MMA community is asking the uncomfortable question. Is Dana White subtly accusing Tom Aspinall of exaggerating his injury?
He took the sleepy bite and then went running. And we have wasted so many fucking months, and all of it for what? For John Jones to eventually get to the point where the UFC were like, are you gonna fucking fight or not? And he's put a fucking tweet out to retire. That's what all of this was for. A fucking tweet. Oh, and a press conference in Azerbaijan.
John Jones called us last night and retired. John Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC.
It's honestly a disgrace that this is how Tom Aspinall wins his heavyweight world title, when Jones never beat anyone who was the champion either. Jones was never any more of a champion than Tom Aspinall was. But for him to be announced as world champ like this, it's just not right. And when you look at the star that Tom Aspinall could be, the amount of fights he could have had in all of this time, and the fact that he's just patiently sat there and wasted months and over a year of his career in his prime, because John Jones might want to fight him. What a disaster this is. And I can't believe that it's taken the UFC this long to figure that out. And I get it on the one hand, because they're trying to give the fans what they want. And also, who would have really believed that someone like John Jones would delay things this long and bottle it in such fashion? I mean, it's pathetic on his part. But to be fair, Aspinall predicted it himself. So I just wish that they hadn't Michael Chandlered him this badly and kept them on ice. And inactivity is a terrible thing for fighters. And I just hope that this doesn't impact Aspinall's career any more than it already has. Because unlike John Jones, people can say what they want about John Jones as a fighter, right? We've all acknowledged he's a skilled fighter. But as a man, I think he's a piece of shit. And Tom Aspinall is a very good man, in my opinion. And I just hope he gets the treatment that he deserves for the remainder of his UFC career, because this hasn't been good enough. The one good thing to come out of this for Tom Aspinall, other than the heavyweight title, is kind of his aura now. When the greatest of all time won't even step in a cage with you, it builds up who you are, right? You have that fear factor of the guy who everyone was scared of is scared of him. How fucking good is Tom Aspinall? Very good is the answer. And it's funny because in all of the posturing that John did in the tweeting and the interviews, and I don't care, I don't want to fight him, he doesn't do anything for all of that coping that we witnessed, where he was trying to say everything he could to make himself feel better about not wanting to fight this guy, and telling us all how unbothered he was in fighting Tom Aspinall, showed exactly how bothered he was. Because John Jones, like, you know, even though he thinks he's smart, He's a child, right? And he doesn't realize in all of that coping, we can read him like a fucking book. And all he's done is kind of promoted Tom Aspinall for an entire year in this tour that he's gone on, in showing you're scared of him, mate, and we fucking know you are, because actions speak louder than words. And John Jones has moaned his entire career about fighter pay. He named his price. Dana White gave him it and said, yep, no problem. And he still turned down the fight. This is a man motivated by money. He never shuts up about it. You get your biggest payday ever, and you still haven't got the balls to step a toe in that fucking cage with him. I know a lot of John Jones fans, you know, will be hating and all of that, and, you know, he doesn't need the fight, whatever. His heavyweight legacy has been the worst of any heavyweight we've ever seen as a champion. You know deep down, your boy bottled it. And anyone who's deluding themselves into thinking otherwise, you got to grow up, man. It's so obvious what's going on here. And I get it. You know, you're emotionally attached to a fighter. He won all of those fights. He's the GOAT in your eyes, but you have to understand, he's now the duck. He is the duck, and he will be the duck forever. If Tom Aspinall loses a fight to someone who has got the balls to step in the cage with him, he'll be immediately on Twitter, say, I told you he wasn't that good. I've always been better than him. No, we're not having that. You didn't have the balls to get in the cage with Tom Aspinall. If someone else beats him, that's their win, not yours. And that could happen, because we all know heavyweight MMA is different to every other division. One punch can change everything.
And just for everyone wants to know as well, obviously, you've been pretty clear in what you've said. Back to Cyril, but surgery now is the focus, and then we'll kick on to 2026, right?
That's the plan. That's the plan. But by the time this is going out, they probably have had surgery on one side already. The next surgery's coming mid-January, so we're working towards getting back, and that's the plan.
It was really bad how it looks, and he said you can't train your eyeball to be stronger. It is what it is. You've protection here and here, but he obviously got no protection because the fingers were straight in. The fight should have been stopped. He couldn't see. It was a foul. He couldn't see. Then you can't fight. You know, if he'd have got knocked out with a head kick next, then it would have been worse. I don't know. And then he said, sometimes when your eyes heal like that, it can become displaced and stay there. And they did a few tests on that, and they said it doesn't seem like that. And his vision on the eye that's the best eye, his eye wasn't following properly, so the muscles weren't working strong enough to go this way. This one just wasn't working that good at all. So we've got to have additional tests for
the UFC losing patience with a champion who can't fight right now. Or is this just another case of the promotion mishandling its most important heavyweight asset? Because if Tom Aspinall comes back healthy, and he will, this situation won't be forgotten. Fighters remember how they are treated when they are injured. Fans remember who showed loyalty and who didn't. And right now, the optics are bad. The heavy.
If Tom came out and said, no, I'm not going to rematch him, he's a cheater. Why would I rematch a guy that already cheated, that violated not one of my eyes but both? I gave him his chance. He chose to cheat, and I'm going to move on. If Tom took that stance, which he's not going to do, I'm saying, but for fun, I think he'd have a lot of people that supported him. For some reason, Surreal has come out of this thing with his hands clean. He's the one that did the poking.
They've got to do something about these eye pokes. The rule is you got to have your hands like this, but you can still have your fingers out straight. You can't do that. You can do that. That's the stupidest rule I've ever seen in my life. Make a fist. Simple as that. You're throwing punches, and yeah, you got to parry shots, but you just got to unbend your fingers. It's really not that hard. This is a stupid rule.
Only Tom knows what happened. Could he see? Couldn't he see? Could he continue? I can't make people fight if they feel they've been injured. After the Jones fight, a lot of people wrote Cyril gone off. He looked damn good tonight. I mean, he had Tom bloodied up, and Tom didn't want to continue in the fight. The rematch is very interesting.
Think about Dana White saying Tom didn't continue.
Tom didn't want to continue in the fight, so.
And then also, who gives it to eye pokes?
Who gives it?
Well, listen, I didn't continue. I'll tell you why I didn't continue. Because I'm not a dummy. Like, I'm not going to go out there and fight one of the best strikers in the world if I can't see. I know, as an MMA fighter, look, things are going to happen in the fight that compromise you. Go back and watch my fight with Arlovski. The end of the first round, he punched me right in the eyeball.
Final 20 seconds of the first round. Oh, big right from Arlovski.
For the rest of that fight, I couldn't see him out that eye. That's fine. If you get punched or kicked in the eye, that's fine. If you get double eye poked in both eyes and you've got no vision because of a foul, why should I carry on so some dummy can look and say, oh yeah, Tom just got knocked out? Because I ain't going to fight if I can't see anything, because